Good girl. Good morning, Sundari. There we are. Can you believe that is a 13-year-old tiger? I mean, that is, you know, she's well into middle age now, but she is looking fantastic, isn't she?
Speaking of middle age and doing well, I don't think we've done too badly.
Stop it! But it was over 10 years ago. 10 years ago that they came here.
They definitely weren't this chilled. But then I suppose neither were we.
No.
I was scared of everything.
Yeah, even guinea pigs, if I remember rightly.
Enough. They may be chilled now, but their world is about to be rocked.
Because literally, as I speak, 2 young tigers are on the road and they're coming here. And even more exciting, they are a breeding pair. So, for the first time in, I think it's more than 20 years, there could be tiger cubs at the park.
Kate, I'm loving your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
They haven't had their first date yet, but fingers are crossed.
A girl can dream.
Here's what else is on today's programme.
It's a world first for osteopath Tony.
But will his healing hands fix Alfie's injured shoulder?
And it's all hands on deck for Operation Reptile.
What's it doing now?
She's all right, she's just snuggling.
Over in the tiger section,
Good girl.
an exciting new dawn is on the horizon.
In the next few days, we will be having 2 new tigers coming in, and they're coming in as a breeding pair.
Just 540 Amur or Siberian tigers exist in the wild today. The 2 new arrivals have never met, but it's crucial they hit it off as they're part of an essential global breeding programme.
The holy grail really is having cubs. In my time, we haven't had tiger cubs, and I've been here quite a while. It's a really special time here at the park.
To make space for them to get to know each other, Amy's moving the current tigers into their old house, a temporary measure while a new abode is built for all the tigers.
We're down at the old tiger house because we are starting to get our girls used to their old house, because we need to get them used to coming in and out of their old house. And then where they've been living for the last few months, we'll get the new tigers up into there.
Sundari's on board with the plan. Her sister Shaori is stubbornly refusing.
Unfortunately, Shari hasn't come down, so we're going to have to keep persevering with her. Good girl.
Amy has just 3 days to get both these tigers back into their old routine.
Good tigers! It's quite a nervous, anxious time.
Because the new arrivals are on their way. In Park HQ, John Merrington is closely following their journey.
I've just been checking the tracking software that the transport company is using that's transporting the tigers to us over from Europe.
Not your standard mail drop, but 2 members of the largest species of wildcat on the planet. A male Amur tiger from Norway and his mate-to-be Yana from Sweden.
So it looks like the tigers are parked at Calais in the transport vehicle, just got to cross the channel, drive across the south of England to join us at the park. So super excited. Months of work is finally coming to fruition. We've been planning it for so long. For them finally to be on their way is a dream come true.
With just 24 hours to go, Amy's managed to get stubborn Shaori into her old house.
Good girl.
The clock is ticking.
Tomorrow morning, our new tigers are arriving, so fantastic that we've managed to get these in. It's getting a bit more real now. They're finally coming. Yeah, I know, good girl.
For the first time in more than a decade, Longleat is about to be home to a breeding pair of tigers.
Been working hard to getting everything up together so we're ready for when they arrive first thing in the morning. I probably have quite a sleepless night, really, I think.
Maybe Amy should try counting tigers tonight instead of sheep.
Now, you would
think that being in such close proximity to a famously smelly animal would be no fun at all. But actually, Chloe, we're here with Rocky, the skunk.
Yes.
And he's not very smelly. In fact, he's not smelly at all.
No, he's not. So everybody obviously thinks they're really smelly, but Rocky actually used to be an ex-pet. So he doesn't actually have his scent glands, which is actually very illegal to remove those now.
Right.
So Rocky's not smelly at all.
Oh, poor Rocky. But otherwise, apart from having his scent gland removed, how's he doing?
He's doing really well.
Yeah.
You can see he's nice and snuggled into his blanket for now.
Very snuggled
He
in.
is.
He's looking absolutely adorable. But I am quite surprised because one of the things I know that you do here at the park is try and keep animals in as natural environment
Yes.
as possible. So a blanket doesn't seem quite right.
Well, over the winter, obviously, it got very cold for him.
Yeah.
And I felt quite sad for him.
Were you a bit soppy?
Yes, very soppy. So I decided it would be a really good idea, give him a bit of a blanket, keep him nice and warm, because he likes to sort of pull it over him and burrow down into it.
Well, he does look very, very
Yeah.
happy in it, it has to be said.
Yes, but unfortunately today we're going to take that away and give him some leaf litter to sit on and sort of make his own little den, see if he'll burrow down in that.
So how do you extract a very sleepy, happy-looking skunk from the blanket that he clearly loves?
Well, we have mealworms here, which are his absolute favourite.
Do you want me to sort of wave these in his general direction?
Yeah, sort of say his name.
Rocky, Rock.
Move his blankets out the way for him. Rocky!
Come
You
on,
coming?
mate.
There we go. He's like, I'm awake.
Are you awake?
I'm coming.
Oh, look at you. You're so adorable. Look
Hi,
what
buddy.
I've got. Look what I've got here. Look, oh, he says I'm a little bit sleepy.
He's like, I can't believe you're
And a
waking me up.
wiggly worm is exactly what you need to wake you up.
That's it.
Oh, they're much smaller than you kind of imagine they're going to be, aren't they?
definitely.
Presumably, as you say, you know, now that the summer's here, he doesn't need the kind of extra warmth of a blanket
Yeah,
either.
exactly that.
You see, that looks very snug and warm already, doesn't it? Well, I have to say, if I was a skunk, I would find that absolutely irresistible. It looks
very
beautiful.
cosy.
You good boy.
And Rocky's new den is just one example of how the keepers constantly monitor and adapt to the needs of their animals, and it happens right across the park. Osteopath Tony Nevin is a regular visitor to the park. He's been treating animals for more than a quarter of a century, from the largest to the smallest. But today, he's been called in for a very special patient. One of the gorillas, Alfie, has had to be anaesthetised again for a vet assessment. Tony's going to use this opportunity to perform a world first.
It's rare to sedate a gorilla, and so we're going to make the most of this golden opportunity to get as much done as we can for his welfare.
It's one of Tony's most challenging cases. Alfie hasn't been able to use his right shoulder since he injured it play fighting. He's on anti-inflammatories, but he's not improving.
He injured this ankle a couple of months ago. Problem is, it's left ankle, right shoulder, so he's altered his whole gait, and it's made him actually guard his shoulder again. So I need to work through the diagonal between this left foot and the right shoulder.
This treatment has never been given to gorillas, an animal thought to be 10 times stronger than humans.
Difficulty is, there aren't many gorillas that you get to treat, so you're pretty much learning as you go along.
So, no one knows how Alfie will respond. A few months later, and Tony's back to see if this groundbreaking procedure has worked. It's a big day for Tony and keeper Mark.
Hi, Mark. Morning, Tony. All right?
Yep, how is he?
He's good. Really good.
Oh, brilliant. How you doing, fella? Oh, yeah. He literally walked with a crook neck, very often wasn't even placing the hand on the ground. He'd sometimes use his elbow.
We used to be cocked to one side and twisted in the hips, and he looked awful, didn't he?
And he was on high levels of anti-inflammatories.
To see how effective the osteopathic treatment has been, Tony's using this clever piece of kit, an infrared thermal imaging camera. It highlights what's going on under the skin.
What I'm looking at here is the heat signature from his chest, each side and around the shoulders. When we first were imaging him, this area was so tight, it had a reduced blood flow through, and it just shows that you've got a nice, even temperature each side, which is what we're looking for.
Alfie seems to be well on the way to a full recovery, but Tony needs to see how mobile he is when he's outside.
Once they go out, they've forgotten about us. They're looking for the food out there. So what you see is as normal gorilla behaviour as you're going to. He's just looking absolutely fantastic, and he's just picked up some stuff now and he's moving with it, and he would never have used that right hand to carry stuff with before. For me, it's just humbling to be invited in as part of their team to do this kind of work. We're sort of at the cutting edge of osteopathy, and we've now got a healthy young male gorilla.
We'll be back with Tony later.
Hello, Anne.
To see if his largest and oldest patient benefits from his healing hands. On hot summer days, the park has a job keeping the residents comfortable, but Fogel is always keen to get stuck in.
Sometimes, when the keepers ask me to help them out with a task, I really do wonder whether they're just having a laugh. Jim, you want me to help put sun cream on the pygmy goats?
Yep.
I don't think it's April the 1st today.
No.
They've got quite a lot of fur on them. Not that I'm doubting your great animal husbandry, but why do they need sun cream?
So we're not actually going to put it on all of their body today. We're just going to target some key areas, like the ears and the tip of their nose. It's quite bare, it doesn't have fur on it, and especially these pale goats here, it's quite pink, so it's a bit tender area, so they can get sunburnt.
I'm assuming you wanted me over Kate because goats are notoriously difficult and you just want to see me suffer. Go on, let's get on with it. So do you want me to get the goats, you apply the cream?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be good.
Who's this here?
This is Huckleberry. He looks like he's already ready.
Huckleberry's like ready for it.
Ready and waiting.
So shall I, what do you want me to do? I presume I need to grab the, Huckleberry, I'm just going to grab you very gently.
There you go.
Very gently, there we go.
That's it. You want to just make sure you've
Look at the
got his back end in there. And then I'm just going to get a little bit.
Now, obviously, they wouldn't have a friendly keeper to do this in the wild. What do you think they might do instead?
I believe they'd probably use more of natural substances, so like the way that the deers wallow in some dirt.
Yeah.
I believe they would do the same. So, and they'd get nice and dirty to cool down as well.
There we go, Huckleberry. Do you get to know all the different characters working with these guys day in, day out?
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go. OK, thank you very much, Huckleberry. Right. The others don't look quite so keen, do they?
No, they don't.
Who's coming out for sun cream? Are they, like most animals, led by their stomachs?
Yep, absolutely.
Right, goats, I really don't want to come in there. Who's coming out? Who's this black one here?
This is Lottie.
Lottie, here you go.
So you might have to be a little bit quicker with some of them.
Yep, here we go. Shall I give you that quickly?
I'm gonna grab that. There
Lottie.
we go. Excellent.
Thanks, Lottie. OK, we've got Lottie.
So the black one's not as bad,
Yep.
but we still do their ears because they're still very sensitive.
OK, Jake.
You got him?
Yep, I think so.
Just get a bit more on that.
There we go. There we go. Well done, Jim. Listen, can I take a little bit of that?
Of course you can.
You know, do as you preach. Is that all rubbed in? Yeah.
In Jungle Kingdom, the meerkats are causing mayhem. The runt of the litter, Smeagle, is being bullied so badly that keepers Georgia and Alessandra are having to step in.
She's got a few little cuts on her head.
She will completely isolate herself. She doesn't look in great health condition. She's not being a normal meerkat.
Fighting amongst the family is common. The juveniles want to be the ones to look after the babies in the group.
What tends to happen is that the lowest of the pecking order gets beaten up, usually before the alpha female gives birth. We don't actually think our female's pregnant at the moment, but what is happening is the lowest of the pecking order, which is Smeagle, is unfortunately being beaten up too much and too often.
Meerkats live in hierarchical family groups called mobs, and this one numbers 18. They're naturally social animals, so removing Smeagle from the others is not an option.
It was either she came out of the group and isolated on her own, which we didn't want. Meerkats shouldn't be solitary animals living on their own. So what we thought was best is to create this girl group and this boy group as our stage one in having happy meerkats that aren't fighting with each other every day. So this was really our last resort for Smeagle as well.
They need to be 100% sure who's who. Alessandra moves them from their old enclosure into a holding pen where she reads their microchips and divides them into boys and girls.
Come on, Devin.
But they're fast and feisty animals whose senses are adapted to living in harsh desert environments.
See? Too clever, too fast. So they have the best eyesights of any mammal species, really. So any predators that they can see, whether that's in the sky or on land coming towards them.
They are actually very fast, very nippy. So you just got to be ahead of the game, really.
With the last one moved through to Alessandra, the task of sexing and separating them can begin.
Done, ready, yes. Next stage.
Oh yeah, bite me all you want. Come on. 2702.
Is Buckbeak.
Is that a boy?
He's a boy.
Quite their bones, is it? It's very stressful for them, but this is really the first time we've ever had to do this. 1852.
That's one of our latest juveniles, and he's a boy.
So they're very much a gaping species, so they basically warn you with their mouth that they're going to bite you.
9 males are separated from the 8 females in the hope of creating harmony within the mob.
7003.
That's Cassie, and she's a female.
Cassie's the alpha of this mob, so she's the one that was produces all the babies all the time. So this is going to be a big change for her, not having her alpha male with her anymore.
The females are released back into their old enclosure, whilst the males are moved into a new pen.
And shut the slider. I think they'll be really confused at the beginning. They'll initially think that they've just been separated for a couple of hours or so. Over the next few days, I think they'll quickly grasp the fact that they're not going back together. When that happens, that's when their own pecking order will come in. So there'll be a hierarchy now between all the boys, and there'll be one between all the girls.
With the boys happy in their new den,
Yay!
Almost straight away, the signs with Smeagle are good.
Hopefully she'll be a lot more settled in the next few days, when they all soon realise that they're just all girls now.
We'll come back in a few days to check on Smeagle and find out if the separation is working. It's been over 20 years since there have been tiger cubs here at the park. And with the wild population in decline, creating a new breeding group would be a real boost for conservation. But for breeding to be successful, you need to find 2 tigers who want to mate with each other in the first place. And the keepers are hoping that the new male and the new female that are coming here and meeting here for the very first time are going to look at each other and go, "Grrr, you're my perfect match."
We are on our way in. Tigers have arrived, vehicle's here. I did get a few hours sleep, but I did wake about 4:30, so I just can't wait to open up the side of that vehicle and see their faces for the first time. It's going to be magical. People wouldn't know there's 2 tigers, just massive, like, killing beasts in that vehicle. Yeah, we're going to try and get the vehicle right up to the top.
OK, let's do it.
As the van is opened, the team are on tenterhooks to get their first look at Amur the male and Yana the female.
The driver's literally just pulled the canvas up. So both crates are in the back there, and you can just about see both their faces, and they are absolutely beautiful.
Tigers are Earth's largest wild cat, weighing up to 300 kilos. First to be unloaded is the male.
1, 2, 3.
Nice and easy.
I'm pleased with how this is going so far. The 2 cats are amazingly calm, which is good, so hopefully they'll settle in nicely.
The crate is secured in place.
Release the beast. OK, Caleb?
Yeah, we're good.
OK.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, big boy.
Oh, big lad.
But Amur seems a little too comfortable in his temporary home.
Come on. Come on, mister. In you go.
Amur's hesitancy is in stark contrast to the arrival of Sundari and Shaori 12 years ago.
Is he looking to move at all?
Not really. We've tried enticing him out with some food, but that hasn't worked so far.
Nothing's getting him out of this crate at the minute.
John reassesses.
So what we're actually going to do, we're going to close the crate again, move him to one side, hopefully try and get the female in there first, and then with any luck, he might want to go in there to join her.
I'm hoping she'll come out of the box a bit easier than he is.
And Yana's much more cooperative. The plan seems to work. Shortly after, Amur follows suit. Having never met, Amur and Yana have their first face-to-face. Immediately they chuff, tiger talk for hello.
Their initial sort of greeting, chuffing at each other, fantastic. So far, everything has been really, really good.
After more than 1,000 miles on the road, the young couple are left in peace to settle into their new home.
Over in Animal Adventure, the park's sun worshippers are itching to catch some summer rays. But first, they have to swap artificial light for natural sunlight. It's a major operation, so Keeper Kim has called in reinforcements.
Kim, I hear you need some help. Your team are out in force. What's going on?
As you can see, glorious sunshine.
Yes.
So we're going to shift all the reptiles that are indoors, outdoors.
Right.
So obviously that's lots of animals, so we need lots of pairs of hands.
Yeah, I take it that's a big job, but you're in luck because I've got the Animal Park A team with me today.
Brilliant.
We've got Stuart, our sound man. We've got Claire. So I think there's going to be plenty of us. Now, this is a big operation, but it's so worth doing because it's a lovely day.
Exactly.
Right, ready, team?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Reptiles don't maintain their own body heat like mammals. In the wild, they rely on the sun to stay alive.
Right, Kim, now it's time to release King Tut. Let's get
it is. Cool.
And if I know King Tut...
And then right the way, that's it.
He's not exactly going to come sprinting out
Well,
of there,
it depends what sort of mood he's in, really.
Right, out you come, King Tut. Oh, he's moving quite swiftly today. Fastest I've seen him move. You'll realise it's a nice day out here and get those natural sun rays. How is it good for him?
It makes the body use everything it needs to. So a bit like us with vitamin D, and it makes his body work properly internally as well. So we've noticed that when we take him back in on a feed day, he's a lot more active.
We've got plenty more to be getting on with, so let's do another animal.
Yeah, I'll get you on with the rest of the team.
Give that to Sophie there, and let's move on.
Hello, Diego. It's a nice long tongue. Right, off we go. Tigo travelling. Right, Emily, where do we put them?
We put them down just over here.
And the Tigers come from different places than the Nile monitors, so do they need different concentration of UV and do they like different levels of sun?
Definitely. You'll often find these guys more in forested areas. They will bask for periods of time, but yeah, they will definitely spend most of their days within shaded zones.
So not too hot for them today, this is perfect.
We're quite early in the day still, so the UV levels haven't reached their peak. So yeah, this is perfect time for them to start basking.
Right then, guys, snakes next.
Right, OK, now the question is, Kim, which snakes?
We're going to use the royal pythons. So your crew are going to help us, because obviously they're nice things for the snakes to climb on out in the sunshine, so that's quite useful.
Ready, crew?
No. So we'll
mixed emotions there.
We'll leave these guys on Tigu watch and we'll go and get the snakes out.
Let's do it. Oh, now Kim, there's something about the python. I'm still a little bit scared.
Well, the one we've got out first is Nagini. Okay, now she's one of the smaller ones.
Smaller?
I really do think you should give it a go.
Right, and
Nagini.
she's the smallest one out the three.
Right, so just keep her body weight supported.
Yeah. Nice, calm energy.
Very, very
I can
happy.
handle this. You guys are going to have to do this in a minute. You know that, right? You ready? Right, who wants what?
I'd rather have the smaller one.
So, Stu, I'm going to let you have Hermione because she's my favourite.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll just make sure that she doesn't...
It's cold.
Yeah. Sam, I'm going to give you Hocus Pocus. It's just pop her over your shoulder here, just on the front.
Sam.
Richard, if you'd like to give Ian Whizbit. There we go. Brilliant. Right, should we get these snakes out in the sunshine?
Kim, are they venomous?
No, no, my love, they're constrictors, so you're very, very safe. She'll just give you a nice tight hug.
OK, Richard, so how much sun do these guys like?
They come from tropical forests and woodlands of Africa, which would get, you know, a dappled sunlight. So, yeah, they do enjoy it, but maybe not quite as much as the tegus or the iguanas. What's it doing now?
She's all right, she's just snuggling.
Snuggling?
Yes.
She's licking?
She's smelling you.
Oh, OK.
So obviously snakes smell with their tongue, so she's making sure that you're not going to eat her, basically.
Our crew are doing very well here, so are they absolutely safe?
Yeah, as safe as they can be. You know, we are trained professionals. They're doing a very good job.
They are, indeed.
You know, we're signing them up, get them a uniform. When can they start?
So our snakes are done.
Yep.
Let's move on to my favourite.
Indeed. So I'll leave this one with Richard, and then we shall go and get Iggy Pop out in the sunshine.
He's very wriggly today, Emily. Is that the sun having an effect on him?
Yeah, he just really wants to get down and walk around.
There you go, Iggy. Now the chickens in here, are they going to be OK with Iggy? He's not going to see them as a meal?
No, he's a herbivore, so it's perfectly safe.
All animals are where they're supposed to be, enjoying the sun. And do you think this will have a nice positive effect on all of them?
Yeah, it's nice for the animals, but it's also nice for the visitors. Everybody loves the sun, don't they?
Yeah, we all do. It was a bit of a tricky operation, but we got it done, so well done.
Indeed. No, thanks to my team and to yours.
It's been several hours since tigers Amur and Yana arrived at the park. Keeper Eloise is meeting them up close for the first time to check they're alert and awake, maybe even ready for a snack.
Well, nice to see you. I'm Eloise.
First, Yana.
How are you doing? You a bit sniffly?
Yeah. So this is the first time we've come to check up on them. So we're just offering different styles of meat just to see what they're interested in.
Yeah, you've had a long way to go, haven't you? Good girl. Is that nice? Is that nice? Good girl.
So it's great that she's come right up close, that she's had that courage and boldness to come right over. She's still nice and calm, which is great. It's exactly what we want.
Next, Amur.
Hello, big tiger. Hello, big man. Hello. How you doing, sweets? You tired? Are you nervous? Hey?
Something seems to be wrong.
Okay, sweetheart. He's shaking quite a lot, so I'm just going to try and call Darren to come in and have a look. They would have had a lot of adrenaline going through them, so it might just be still those adrenaline wearing off and everything.
Eloise calls the head of animal operations for backup.
We've just come over to look at Amur, and he's shaking quite a lot. He's just sort of led down flat out now, but he looks really groggy in the eyes, and it's trembling throughout his body.
You'd expect a newly relocated male tiger to be fierce and wide-eyed.
He's not even looking at me, and I'm a new person in a new environment. It's definitely concerning. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Earlier, animal osteopath Tony Nevin was delighted to see how well Alfie the gorilla had responded to treatment. While Alfie's a one-off, his next patient is a bit of a regular.
I'm off to see lovely Anne, the elderly elephant. for one of her checkups and treatments to keep her ticking over in her later years.
Park legend Anne suffers with chronic arthritis, so has been seeing Tony since she arrived at the park in 2011.
Hey, Anne. Hello, sweetheart. How's she been getting on? Really good.
With regular treatment, Anne's physical health has steadily improved. Now in her 60s, she's one of Europe's oldest elephants.
We can't turn the clock back, she's an elderly elephant, but what we can do is maintain her in the best possible state and trying to make her latter years as comfortable and healthy as possible.
Before Tony gets to work on Anne, keepers Ryan and Luke treat her to a supersized spa.
Washing Anne is really important because it really stimulates the blood flow under the skin. With Anne, I always start around the shoulder because it's a nice strong area and it's non-threatening. I'll literally just start by placing my hands on and then getting a feel through, first of all, the skin, then the connective tissue between the skin and the muscles.
Osteopathy involves the careful manipulation of muscles and joints to try and increase mobility.
And already that's starting to get looser. This is the best she's been so far this year. She's really happy. For an elephant her age, she's doing remarkably well.
Anne's arthritis will never get better, but with the help of the keepers and Tony's healing hands, they'll be able to maintain her current health.
It's brilliant to see this time of year. She's acting naturally, she's ripping up the grass and throwing the dirt on herself. And it's really good to see her moving about and enjoying the space she's got here.
In the tiger enclosure, Head of Animal Operations Darren has raced up to join Eloise.
He was shaking, like trembling. It was like throughout his whole body, like a constant sort of tremor.
The new male tiger, Amur, who arrived earlier today, is worryingly lethargic.
Like to think with the tail wiggle that we got, he is just weary. You asleep? Or you drugged up?
There's a chance he could have been sedated for the journey.
I guess there's the trampoline now.
But Darren has another theory.
Yeah, I don't know. My gut instinct is he's exhausted and he's not come from as a wild background as our safari tigers. Could just be the way he is.
A good test is to stimulate him with a sudden noise.
Sorry, darling. Sorry, sweetheart. I think that might have answered your question. You just knackered. Are you awake? No. Just need rest. I think he's exhausted. I think looking at that reaction.
The fact that he's showing his belly to us is incredible. Like,
I think he's very, very relaxed, and he's very, very tired.
for now, we're just going to keep things nice and quiet, let him sleep, and then hopefully in the morning, once he's had a nice long nap, he'll be a bit more sprightly.
From new arrivals to old-timers, it's the keeper's job to see that the animals get exactly what they need for a happy and healthy life. On a blazing hot day, there's nothing we like more than an ice lolly, but does the park's Binturong feel the same?
Charlie, I've got an ice-cold frozen banana here. Who's this for?
So this is for Tylo, our male Binturong. He's going to be coming out shortly in this lovely sunshine today, so hopefully he'll enjoy a nice cold banana to keep him cool.
Oh, perfect. A nice ice-cold snack. Now, it's tied to a long piece of string, so I'll give it to you, and you can let me know what you plan to do with it.
So I'm just going to climb up and see if I can tie it to the top of this branch to make it a little bit more interesting for him to come and find and use his climbing skills.
And what kind of habitats do they live in the wild?
They'll live in the rainforest in Southeast Asia, so they would probably try and keep out of the sunshine in the tops of the trees when it's really hot.
This is going to be perfect for seeing some of those climbing skills.
Yeah, hopefully he'll use his big bushy tail to help him come up here. Let's see what he does.
Come on over, Tyler, we've got a treat for you. So it looks as if he's sniffing around a bit. Tell me about their sense of smell.
Sense of smell is fantastic. It's one of their best senses. So they would eat mostly fruits and things like plantain and figs. Figs they absolutely love. So they need to use their nose to sniff it all out. Here he comes.
Yeah, he's spotted us, but yeah, look at his nose raising right up to that banana. It's right there.
Those whiskers are pretty fantastic as well. Really long, so they can sense all of the things around their face.
And he's almost like a monkey wrapping his tail around the branches.
It is an extra limb for him.
Oh,
there he
goes.
goes.
Up on his hind legs as well.
See how strong he is?
Yeah, he just pulled himself up there. Little teeth in there as well, bigger than you would expect.
For killing animals like birds and rodents. So they will catch them as well as the fruit and insects and anything they can find, really. I'm not sure he's going to go for that banana, so we have got a extra stash in our pocket.
Always bring a spare. Okay, how should we give this to him?
If you just hand it out to him, he should take it and munch away.
Got a fresh one for you here. So we'll take it out my hand? Or
yeah, just pass it to his mouth, and he should, hopefully.
There you go. There you go, Tyler.
He loves bananas.
He's enjoying that, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not the most elegant eater. He makes quite a mess, but he certainly enjoys his food.
And I mean, he enjoyed his fresh banana. The frozen one's still up there, but on a hot day like this, I think he'll go for it later.
I think he certainly will. He'll probably keep coming back and checking it to see if it's defrosted yet, and he'll get a nice cool reward at the end of it.
Yeah, he'll need one.
At the tiger enclosure, there's some good news. Amur has made progress.
He's definitely a lot more alert, his head's up, his eyes are definitely a lot more with it and focusing, so having that nice sleep really helped him. Hello, big man. Good boy. This is very strange behaviour that I would never expect. Our new big tiger, it just comes and is led right next to me. He could be the most laid-back male tiger of all time.
Meanwhile, Yana is proving to be a lot more independent. A few days ago, the keepers let her out of the house. Now, she's refusing to come back in.
She definitely has a feisty stare about her whenever she looks at you. You do get a little bit of a tremble and worry through your body because she looks like she wants to kill you, what you'd expect from a tiger.
So what will happen when Miss Feisty and Mr. Softy meet without a fence between them?
These animals are incredibly dangerous. If they really go for each other, they could potentially injure each other or even kill each other.
This is a huge thing. We need them to get along, otherwise breeding is never going to happen.
Amur is in no hurry to leave his house.
Go on, good lad.
He's quite comfy inside at the moment, almost too comfy.
While Yana's waiting to meet her potential Mr. Right, Amur's playing hard to get.
She's just going to sit and wait for him to come to her. Don't blame her, really.
Finally, after an hour...
Good boy, that's it. Good boy. OK, just as simple as that. Go on. And there we go, just like that. Just like that. Hello?
Our nervous would-be suitor might be making his move, even if it is a slow one. Despite John and Amy's fears, Amur seems too shy to make a move on his new girl.
I think as a first date situation, she's definitely playing it cool.
He's getting more and more confident. Each time he's going up the fence, he's getting closer and closer. He's just taking a couple more steps, coming back down, going up a little bit more. Come on.
After a torturous 3 hours, there's still no contact. This is extraordinary behaviour, but the team must keep a watchful eye in case it turns ugly.
He's gone right up again, within half a metre again. just not that final sort of meet and greet.
It is an agonising wait. Oh, he's really close this time.
He's gone back to the back fence line.
Finally, he plucks up the courage to make his move.
Six and a half hours in, but we've had the first contact between the two. She sort of made a move towards him. They've touched noses. I think they were definitely chuffing at each other at the time. She seemed quite happy, and there was just a few moments there where they were there together. It's great. It's what they've been brought here to do, and really, really positive. This is the start of things, and we will hopefully soon have some tiger cubs running around.
Sometimes on Animal Park, you just basically get distracted. The entire crew gets distracted by an animal that is so gorgeous and so adorable that you can't take yourself away, can you?
I mean, in real life, they're like a cross between a rabbit and a pig.
They are aardvarks, and we're here with Alessandra and Georgia, who have the terrible job of having to look after these two. Are they? I mean, I know you shouldn't say you've got favourites, but what do you think?
This is definitely one of our favourites in our department. They're just really interesting, especially as when we're closing up and shutting down, they're just waking up.
You know, they are nocturnal animals, aren't they? So they're a slightly odd animal, in a way, to have on display, I suppose.
They are incredibly strange. Not many people have seen one before, not many people have even heard of an aardvark.
Yes.
They're incredibly unique and very goofy, as you can see.
They are absolutely gorgeous. So we don't even know their names.
Who's this one here?
You're feeding Nacho at the moment.
Nacho, here you go.
And Nacho's 2 years old. Well,
Yeah.
this is her sister Frankie, and Frankie's going to be 4 this year.
Hello,
And look at these
Frankie.
incredible claws they've got.
So real diggers. Do they live in burrows in the wild?
That's correct, yep. So they live in burrows that they'll dig deep down, and it's basically to keep it nice and humid.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't have much fur, like some animals we have, so they need to keep that skin nice and moist, so it needs to be a nice, humid burrow for them, so the best place is underground.
Do they mind? They're literally on top of each other here. With Kate. Well, they're very social. They obviously enjoy each other's company.
Yes, there's just a bit of sibling rivalry going on at the moment over the worms you've got.
No squabbling, no squabbling. Kate, we have the best jobs in the world.
We really do have the best job in the world. I think I want to move in here, but I suspect we might have to evict you before we're allowed to. Sadly, that's the end of the programme, although Ben and I are not going anywhere. But here's what's coming up on the next Animal Park.
She's desired all over Europe.
A leggy lovely arrives to ruffle Kevin's feathers.
I'm hoping that he'll look at the girlfriend and be a bit excited.
A budding bromance
Now we have Ron nibbling quite hard on Shrimpy's ear.
has a dark side.
That then could lead to a septicemia and potential fatalities.
And there's no end in sight for the roller coaster soap opera of Penguin Island.
Jackie has got a bit of a reputation for liking the bad boys.